Hey everyone, it's me, Goku! Don't forget to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming. Here, you'll find the latest Dragon Ball news and content. Also, don't forget to like the video and follow Unreal on both Instagram and Twitter.
Kakarot! You, Kakarot, you will be the first to turn on notifications. And give this video a like right now, or else I'll destroy you!
With our heroes now being shown having to continue their training all across the multiverse, it only now appears as though everybody seems to be on the same page when it comes down to defending their own respective universe for the coming war ahead, as with everyone being shown doing the best that they possibly can in getting stronger before the war actually happens. The million-dollar question going forward is, what more can we expect from our heroes as of course the days and months fly on by, and will our heroes be able to collectively grow strong enough in being able to match the opposition once the inevitable war against the former gods of destructions and angels finally begins? Now, before we dive any further into this video, if you are new to the channel and of course have a love and passion for all things Dragon Ball related, including its manga, anime, video games, fan animations, fan mangas, and more, in which would also like to be kept up to date with everything in regards to the Dragon Ball Super manga, the Dragon Ball Super anime, Dragon Ball video games, and any and all additional content within the Dragon Ball universe, then I do encourage you guys to head on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon to always be notified whenever a brand new video is posted onto the channel, as well as giving this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below if you guys are simply excited to see what the future holds for the Dragon Ball franchise. And with all that being said, I want to thank you all so much for your time, thank you all so much for supporting the channel, and now let's dive straight into the video. As we kick off Dragon Ball Kakumei manga chapter number 9, as the narration opens up by letting us know 1 month later at Krillin's house, where it seems as though now we finally get to see what Pepperoni from Universe 3 had been up to, as Pepperoni went on to comment, "Shinbot is very useful to travel between universes, but I still need to fix some problems," he says. "You have to wait a month before you can use it again. It's not very practical," he adds, "but I've been on Earth for 30 days now. We've already lost enough time," he adds. "Shall we go?" As we only then take a look in seeing as to how both Android 17 and 18 have left their families behind in order to partake in this training, as both of the androids went on to address their families, beginning with Android 18 as she went on to comment, "I'm ready. I owe it to my husband," she adds. "For our families, we need to get back on track." "I'll be back soon," Android 17 says. "Take care of your mother, Marin. You'll help your aunt," 18 adds. "I count on you." So both Android 17 and Android 18 had agreed upon Pepperoni's terms and conditions in being able to be well prepared enough for the coming war ahead, as 17's kids went on to respond, "I'll protect the island while you're away, Dad, don't worry." "Be careful, darling," 17's wife says, as we only now see how the Shinbot is finally ready, as the Shinbot went on to inform everyone by announcing, "Just enter the coordinates and the trip will be almost instantaneous," it says. But then, we only then see how both Hercule and Majin Buu had made their presence known, as Hercule went on to comment, "Hello there, we came to you at the request of the mayor. The only electronic devices still working at the town hall are all burned down," after indicating the position of Krillin's house for a brief second. "Has the war started or is it a false alarm?" Hercule asks, with Pepperoni responding, "False alarm. We are simply preparing for a journey to my world. We just activated my Shinbot," he says. "It must have disrupted the magnetic network. Sorry for the inconvenience," he says. "Pepperoni, scientist engineer, and you are?" "Who am I?" Hercule says. "Well, I'm the strongest man in the world," he shouts. "The strongest?" Pepperoni asks. "I'm upset, but I don't remember seeing you at the Tournament of Power." "Tuh, arrogant, Hercule says. I'm the great Mr. Satan, world-renowned for his extraordinary martial arts skills, he says, but then, as he was attempting to flex by swinging all over the place, 17's daughter went on to catch Hercule's punch by telling him, "Get out of the way, fatty, you almost hit my sister." Come on, don't be rude, 17's wife tells her kids. You're Crystal, the supermodel star, Hercule says. Yep, that's me, she responds. And you're Mr. Satan, the famous world champion of martial arts, she responds. And Hercule falls in love, as Hercule went on to respond, "What? Is that true? You know me?" With Hercule practically falling in love, as with Pepperoni now discovering that indeed Hercule is famous, while all of this was going down, Majin Buu actually had gone in observing and trying to analyze what exactly the Shinbot was, because with Majin Buu being shown grabbing the Shinbot, shaking the Shinbot, he really wanted to know as to what the Shinbot was, and it was to the surprise of everybody there, where in typical Majin Buu fashion, Majin Buu had gone in literally attempting to eat the Shinbot right before everyone's eyes, as everyone from that point in time was shocked, including Pepperoni, because something was beginning to activate within Majin Buu's mouth, in which the only thing that you could have heard from that point was beeping and bopping coming from Majin Buu, because with the Shinbot originally wanting to transport everybody to Universe 3, something else was about to occur, with Android 18 being shown having to dash on him by shouting, "Why? Why does he always have to show up at the wrong time?" But before anyone could do anything to stop Majin Buu, out of nowhere there was a giant light that had appeared, with 18 being shown having to go right through it, and finally then realizing that Majin Buu was in fact missing, because throughout the entirety of this, they were originally supposed to be transported to a different universe, but instead, given the fact that Majin Buu had literally gone in attempting to eat the Shinbot, Majin Buu was then gone. As Pepperoni went on to respond, he activated the robot without entering a new coordinate. If he teleported, it's because the new destination was chosen randomly when the Shinbot was in his mouth. Oh, it's impossible to find them. But there was a selected area before, right? Yes, and it was Universe 7, Pepperoni says. If Shinbot's gone, then it's because the area has been changed. With 17 responding, "I knew that all of this would come to nothing." "I don't understand anything," Hercule says. "Your magic trick's nice, but where is Majin Buu?" To where in fact we finally then find out exactly where Majin Buu had ended up, and Majin Buu actually ended up within the demon realm, which is ultimately kind of fitting for Majin Buu's character, considering that Majin Buu to an extent is a demon, and with Majin Buu having to look up at the crater that he was in spotting nothing but eyeballs having to stare back down at him, it's a very interesting position for Majin Buu to now be placed in, as all a while back within Universe 11, we only now take a look at seeing as to how Gohan was able to handle some of the mob criminals that he was tasked to handle, especially after having to retrieve the virus that he was tasked by Jiren to collect, with Gohan not only being shown having to handle business all by himself and having to catch all of the bullets fired upon him, but Gohan's sole purpose behind this was to not kill any of these individuals, but instead further go on to prove himself as being worthy enough in becoming a member of the Pride Troopers. But it was only during this moment, as Gohan was locked in battle, where Gohan had noticed where the cube that the virus was kept in was just about to fall, as Gohan went on to shout, "Hurry up!" "Ready, Dispo?" Jiren says. "We will go through the window that Gohan borrowed." To where as soon as both Jiren and Dispo had gone in trying to make their way in, as soon as they did, as they both went on to barge on in, that's when Dispo went on to ask, "Gohan, but why didn't you answer us?" "It was hectic here, sorry," Gohan says, as he was also shown catching the cube. It was only later on where we get to see how all of the criminals were inevitably locked away, with Dispo having to ask, "Well, yeah, couldn't you get out of the window that you used to enter?" With Gohan responding, "Well, I mean, now that you mentioned it," which had kind of alluded in the fact that Gohan could have gone through the exact window he had used to come inside of this place. With everyone later on being shown getting arrested, it was only then where Casserole went on to inform Gohan by telling him, "Young man, you've done your duty. Moreover, Jiren and Dispo have praised your merits and your bravery. You had indeed already proven yourself at the Tournament of Power, but you've now confirmed our expectations by proving your ability to serve the innocent. In short, all this talk about how you are now one with our proud brothers," he says. "You are, as of tonight, the 56th member of the Pride Troopers." And Gohan is ecstatic, as we only then see how all of the Pride Troopers are then shown having a massive dinner for him. We see how they all seem to be praising Gohan, with Casserole's arm around Gohan and telling everyone how great of a job Gohan had done, as even from there, Dispo went on to comment, "Well, Gohan, tell us a bit about your family. "We know your father, but that's all," with Gohan responding, "I have a younger brother who's 16 years old and my mother's name is Chi-Chi. She's an exemplary mother who always wanted me and my brother to succeed. I love her so much," he says. "And finally, I'm married to Videl and have a daughter, Pan," he says. "You have a daughter?" Dispo shouts. "Congratulations, Gohan. She must be so cute. Do you have a picture?" In which, as Gohan had gone and showing Dispo this, Dispo went on to shout, "Oh, you're all magnificent. Wait, I'll show you mine." "Oh, you're a dad too?" Gohan says. "Yep, take a look," Dispo responds, and as he then went on to show Gohan a picture of all of his children, Gohan had gone to smile by basically saying, "Hey, you have a small little family there, I see," but then out of nowhere, the one individual that had seemed to be missing during this dinner was in fact Toppo, until we finally then get to see how Toppo had in fact arrived, but this time, he had also arrived with Belmod, who was slowly now beginning to come into his own, as Belmod went on to tell everyone, "I crossed paths with death, but the current between us wasn't very strong. So, I decided to come back." As all the while in the meantime, back with Goten and Trunks, we then see how both Goten and Trunks were locked in a heated battle, with Trunks having to respond, "There's nothing that we can do. We can only rely on the weird door that you saw yourself in." "I know it, so I must succeed," Trunks says. "You'll get there," Goten responds. "If I made it, then there's no reason that you can't." And with Trunks then shown closing his eyes, he tried very hard in concentrating to do the exact thing that Gohan was able to do prior, as Trunks from there went on to say to himself, Okay, I have to do it. I have no choice. Concentrate. As we only then see how finally Trunks was in fact able to do the exact thing that Goten was able to, in now being shown having to stand before this massive door, as Trunks went on to ask, "Did it work?" "Trunks! Goten? Trunks, can you hear me? Think you made it, but I can't see you," Goten says. "Goten, I can see the door," Trunks says, "but I think that we should open it. Come on, let's open this door. You've got to find a way." As interestingly enough, as soon as Trunks and Goten, specifically Goten, had gotten to the door, through one of the reflections on the door, Goten went on to see something by responding, "Wait, in the reflection on the gliding door, I see Gotenks." "Me too," Trunks says. "It's strange. He does everything like me," Goten says. "Same here," as they seem to be staring at the opposite ends of what Gotenks actually is, which they now kind of have a better understanding as to what they need to do, as they both went on to shout, "For a moment, I saw you in the reflection, not Gotenks." "Maybe." "Trunks, on the count of 3, raise your right hand and spread your fingers. 1, 2, 3, and that's exactly what the both of them had done, to where the moment they had done so, all of a sudden there was a giant light that appeared before them, as they both from there went on to say to each other, "I see you right behind the door." As right behind the door itself, we then only see how Gotenks was standing in between them, with Gotenks being shown having to then step forward. That's when Goten went on to ask, "What? You're really here, Gotenks? Weren't we supposed to face our demons behind the door?" Trunks asks. "Everything's explained," Goten says. Our demon is rather him." With fusion, Gotenks says, "There's no need to calibrate each other when everything works automatically once the fusion's done. No additional teamwork's needed afterwards," he says. "So we've read each other without even relying on fusion to do so." And with Gotenks being shown fading, it was only from there where both Goten and Trunks understood that they needed to be in sync at the exact same time in which they were, in which as both of them had then began to power up, that's when they both went on to shout, "Let's go! It's now or never," in which as Goten and Trunks had gone in striking Whis' machine at the exact same time, with Whis now seeing this, both Goten and Trunks were seemingly exhausted afterwards, which by the end with the machine having to disappear, Goten and Trunks were standing there laughing, as they both went on to tell Whis, "Haha, that was easy, Whis, you're gonna have to train us harder next time." To where as they were both shown collapsing, it was fairly evident that yes, both of them were now exactly in sync without even having to require fusion to do so, which was the exact case in point that Whis was trying to make the entire time, by kind of alluding to the fact that they needed to be one with each other without having to fuse, as it was only then where Whis went on to look up by responding, "After several millennia, you have finally decided to return, Lord Beerus." As all the while earlier on Beerus' planet, that's when the Oracle Fish went on to address Beerus by telling him, "Whis leaves with the two Saiyans and now it's your turn to leave? You can't leave me, what am I gonna do here alone?" With Beerus responding, "You only have to go to Earth. There are plenty of good things to eat," he says. "And why shouldn't I come with you?" the Oracle Fish asks. "No, my dear fish, where I'm going is not for you." "But the journey will be long. You need company," the Oracle Fish says. "With this war approaching, the only company that I need is the perpetuity of silence, so I'll go alone. That's my last word." As with, interestingly enough, Beerus being shown having to put on a very interesting outfit, it was only from there where even the Oracle Fish went on to respond, "You wear this outfit very rarely, Lord Beerus." "Yeah, I only wear it when I come home. I'll be back soon, father." As it was only right there during that moment where Dragon Ball Kakumei manga chapter number 9 then comes to a close. Now, what I really enjoyed about this manga chapter, outside of the final moments and seeing Beerus actually seem to take things a bit more seriously, in watching him now put on this sacred outfit, which we haven't seen be done prior to the actual tournament of power within the Dragon Ball Super manga. What I also really enjoyed was seeing both Goten and Trunks be in sync, in not only watching them grow together and being able to synchronize their minds, synchronize their power, and synchronize their body, but to also see their development. One could only imagine as to how powerful Gotenks would actually be once, of course, they end up coming into their own and forming this being with a more stable and better mindset, to where I'm also interested in finding out as to what Majin Buu is going to be doing in the Demon Realm as well. But the one thing that kind of felt stagnant for me personally in this manga chapter was seeing what Gohan had done with the mobsters, because I really feel as though that could have been wrapped up probably a chapter ago. So to kind of see Gohan stumble around and do things on his own accord, only for Dispo and Jiren to come along and ask, "Hey, are you okay?" with Gohan saying, "Yeah, I pretty much did what I had to in order to secure the virus," we now see that Gohan has now come into his own in becoming a member. But now that Belmod is back, what does this mean for the Pride Troopers? What does this mean for Toppo's position? And what does this mean for Gohan ultimately, as of course the story progresses? So again, I want to go ahead and get your thoughts down in the comment section below. Did you guys enjoy the chapter? Did you guys dislike the chapter? And as this continues to unfold, one can only imagine as to what we have in store coming up next. As again, I do want to go ahead and thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for your time. To where once more, if of course you guys just so happen to be new to the channel and of course love Dragon Ball, then I do encourage you guys to go on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon. That way you guys never miss a single video that's posted onto the channel. On top of giving this video a big fat thumbs up right now by smashing that like button down below. Tune back in for more. Also, be sure to follow the creators of Dragon Ball Kakumei. All of their links will be located down in the description box below. And with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you down the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy, guys, and have a great day. Peace.
Hello. Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi.
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.